Alright, so here I'm going to show you how to do this rear-wheel drive clutch setup on our trainer here for rear-wheel drive. Little Pinto engine we've got. So first step, we're going to pull the transmission off from the engine here. So we'll move these bolts here. Let's see. Metric. Up here. Now I'm just got to be careful. That can slide right out. Obviously you'd have more bolts, but for a training aid here. So just got to be careful when we pull this out here. So our best plan of attack. See what we got going on here. Looks like our starter is also bolted in. Pull that out. Go. Pull that out. Put that up there. Now we should be, looks like we have one more on the other side. All right, should be free now. Down here, pull that back. All right. Let that rest right there. Okay, so now at this point we've got our pressure plate, all right, our flywheel, the back of it all exposed. Our throwout bearing is still attached to on our input shaft here. Okay, so next step is we can pull these bolts off right here to take the pressure plate off. Turn this, yeah. These over here. Now let's go in a star pattern here to relieve that pressure evenly. Next one, this one. pressure there. Once you evenly remove that pressure, you should be able to freely pull these out by hand. And then one more. Just gotta be careful not to drop that disc at the bottom. Pull this cover off. So there's our clutch disc, there's the pressure plate, and then now we have just the flywheel exposed. All right. So at this point, you would inspect your disc. This one, obviously, looks a little rough, but it's our training aid, right? So, and you could go through, take this flywheel off, have it remachined. We want to make sure that this surface right here is flat. Okay, make sure it's flat and it's perpendicular to the crankshaft. Okay, we don't want it cut off to one side or another. So we make sure that this is flat. We can take a straight edge and go across here. All right, and then stick a feeler gauge underneath that straight edge, see if there's any warpage going on. We can take our dial indicator and set up on this surface here. Let's see if we can knock that out. Pull our indicator down, see if we can knock out a little play here. So then now I've got an indicator set up. I can watch my indicator as I turn the engine over. You can check for any run out. All right, on that face there. That looks pretty good on this side, so we'll leave that alone. All right, but yeah, you would take this off, take these bolts off to take the flywheel off, have that remachined, maybe put a new flywheel on, take your new flywheel bolted on. At that point, we're ready to work on the alignment to install our disc. So we get the alignment tool for that shaft right there. Here's our alignment tool. This simulates the input shaft on the transmission. All right, so we're going to use that to center that disc up. All right. And your pressure plate assembly. This is a machine surface. You would check to make sure it's flat. There's no warpage on it. There's no hot spots that would render it need to be replaced. Also, you would check the fingers here for where the throwout bearing rides. Make sure that spring is intact. There's no broken pieces. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and put this back together. All right. So we'll start taking our tool, and this just slides into that pilot bearing there. Back of the crankshaft. And then we can put our little dowels here. We can rest this on our dowels on the flywheel. Okay. Once again, what that does is that keeps that disc centered, as we sandwich it down by tightening these bolts up. We'll get all our bolts started here. Got those started. So now we can, in a star pattern, all right, tighten those up. Also maintain it. This is in the middle of our crankshaft center line. Okay, so I'll just hold that there, and we'll start to tighten these up. All right. Remember, this is a spring, so that's why you want to tighten it up evenly in a star pattern. There, and then I'll spin it around. Skip that one, and we'll go to this one. Okay. Skip that one, we'll go to this one. Those are started, we can go back our next view and work it down evenly also. Hold that in place. That down, and of course you would want to tighten those to spec, whatever your spec is, but on our training aid here, we're just going to get these good and snug. There we go. All right. Now, got our disc sandwiched in between our pressure plate and our flywheel. We can pull out our alignment tool, and then we're going to put the transmission back on to the engine here. I made it to the engine. The only other thing you got to watch out for is the input shaft, making the splines line up. All right. So let's see here. I don't smash my fingers. Leverage here. Just like that. Got lucky on that one, didn't have to turn that output shaft at all. You can start some back in. Starter unit. Here. And we'll snug everything up with a ratchet. Here you have it.